Hi guys, it's J-Dog. Sorry, it's J-Dog John Karshboom. I just get so excited, I guess. Hey, I want to talk to you about some tomatoes, some tomato options, right? Because we want to plant tomatoes and we want to plant them properly, but I'm not going to go over that. But we're going to go over those steps a little bit later. It's kind of backwards, believe it or not. But let's say we've got the tomatoes in the ground, right? We've planted them properly. Sometimes we get in such a rush to go out and get the tomatoes and then bring them home and get them into the garden so we can just, at least we've got that taken care of, and so we can enjoy tomatoes later on in the summer months. But we often forget kind of the necessary things that we need to really get them to rock and roll. And I'm talking about tomato cages, because you're going to have lots of different options. Now, as much as you can imagine, there are that many options for how to keep your tomato plants sturdy and the tomato fruit off the ground. That is really our goal, is so that the plants can grow upright. Heavy tomatoes really laden down the plant, so it needs that extra support to keep the tomatoes off the ground, just like I said. So there's lots of different options. Mostly what you'll find in the store are those round tomato cages, and those are those cone shaped. They start out small. Okay, boy. They start out small, and then they kind of cone up a little bit like that. There's goods and bads about that. One is most often they're okay in the beginning, but okay, boy, here, boy, come on. What? Can't you see I'm busy? They start out small, and then as the tomato gets bigger, they can actually lift that cage up with it, and so then you get this big plant full of tomatoes, and the cage is just going to fall down. So goods and bads. The other bad thing about that is that it's really difficult to store those things, and so you get, it takes up that much room in the garage, and so thus you end up, having to buy a bigger house for your tomato cages. Anyway, hey, so here's an option for you. Get right to the point. Is that these are the square tomato cages, and they're my favorite because of a couple of reasons. One is they're sturdy enough. They really hold a nice tomato, and you can get them much taller, and they generally get larger this way as well as they get taller. Goods and bads about these guys is that well, one, they're very sturdy. What's the bad part about these guys? I'm not sure. Oh, they're so reusable from year to year, and they store up nicely against that garage wall or the potting shed after the season. I always get the ones with the little bit larger gauge and steel, or the bigger gauge. They last longer. They're bigger, sturdier, tougher, better, stronger, more tomato-y. So anyway, guys, that's the show for the day. Hey, I want to tell you the 18 rules for living, one at a time, by the Dalai Lama. I thought he's such a wise guy. He is. Take into account that great love and great achievements involve great risk. Thank you very much. That's the Dalai Lama. Guys, that's the show for the day. Always live your passion.